VAR fumbles again. Chelsea and Tottenham match on. Liverpool remain resolute. Barca lose again. Ibrahimovic rules the day. This is another episode of Naija Football Talk. Welcome guys, we're here again for another good episode of Football Action. I'm Kolade and with me in the studio is
Bolu. Nice to be here again.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
Yeah, it was good. It was good for Chelsea.
Chelsea won, of course, you're happy. All right, moving on to the week's action. We saw all that happened from the Premier League. Chelsea won, Tottenham won in brilliant fashion. Liverpool won also, but Arsenal, they disappointed. So, but now the question is about Chelsea, yeah? I've been critical about Chelsea since our very first episode, and I mentioned the fact that...
Regretfully.
I don't regret my statement, you know. But now Chelsea went to 9 games unbeaten, yeah, and there are talks of Chelsea being potential title contenders. Yeah. What do you have to say about that? Is it still early?
I've always said since the start of the season that we would be in a 3-horse race with City and Liverpool. And City and Liverpool, okay, City specifically.
City are not even
I'm not quite measured up to potential, but they have had injury problems and all that, which they can still recover from going on in the season.
So, okay, just a yes or no answer. Can Chelsea win the title this season?
We can be in the conversation. I don't think
you can win the title. Okay, fair enough. Moving on to another team that can win the title, we've got Jose Mourinho's Tottenham. We saw vintage style football. Mourinho showed us once again that you don't need to be classy, you don't need all the swag to win a game. You just need to be clinical in front of goal and you get all 3 points. 2 shots on target, 2 goals to be good against Guardiola's City. What do you have to say about that game?
It was vintage Mourinho, like you said. I was watching that game with so much exasperation as to, wow, this is classic Mourinho. It was a game of Man City are attacking, Tottenham are without the ball. Once they get the ball in anywhere in Man City's half, they are running at pace. It was just classic Mourinho. It can be annoying as a rival fan or as a neutral. Yeah. But it was classic Mourinho, and the 3 points, like he said, someone was putting it to him that City had more possession and he said they can take the possession. I'm taking the 3 points home, which is what football is all about. It's all about the 3 points. But it was a good Mourinho performance, and most especially for Tottenham, this is exactly what they need to be in a title conversation with Chelsea.
Well, as an Arsenal fan, it breaks me to see Tottenham of all people challenging for the title, but the reality is that they look to be genuine title contenders. I mean, so far, do you see them going all the way?
I don't see them going all the way because the squad still has a few problems they have to get through. They have the defense is not what it should be. It's not a title-winning defense. There's still questions about the midfield. It's solid enough, yes, but can it, in the marathon of the season, can it go all the way? There's still questions about that. But Tottenham can, with the Mourinho factor, they can be serious contenders.
Well, I think I see them, you know, being part of the first top 3 sides and all of that. But the problem for Tottenham, I think, can affect them is their depth. If they take an injury to Kane or his son, I don't think there is an able replacement that will perform close to those 2 guys. So it just has to depend on the fitness of these guys. Yeah. But I think now we are going to answer a lot of questions when Chelsea take on Tottenham this weekend. Student versus master, Mourinho versus Lampard. Lampard got the better of him last season twice. Now the face again. Who do you think will come out on top? Forget that you're a Chelsea fan and just be...
Yeah, well, I would be objective like I always try to be. Last season, Lampard he delivered 2 tactical masterclass against Mourinho. It was spectacular. It was beautiful to see someone who played under Mourinho for so many years defeating him. And this weekend we have another situation like that. The match is going to be at Stamford Bridge. Mourinho would definitely go there to play like he did against it. He's going to defend, and that's where Chelsea have to be wary. Chelsea have to attack them with purpose, get an early goal or early goals as early as they can, and try to control that game because Mourinho will not be giving anything away.
Okay, so moving on to Manchester, this controversial Manchester United side, they claimed a controversial win over West Brom via that guy, Bruno Fernandinho, did his usual thing, scoring what he likes to score. But this game brought about another issue of VAR, how VAR has not been at the standard, and we saw West Brom, we saw their penalty overturned, only for Bruno Fernandes to take one, miss it, and then score. So what do you have to say about this technique of his? People are complaining. Ian Wright said they should ban his run jump up technique. Do you think that is feasible?
Yeah, it is. First of all, VAR has been Manchester United's player of the season.
Oh.
Yes, they have. VAR has been Manchester United's player of the season. VAR and penalties, which is always linked with Fernandes. And like you said, there's a rule now about goalkeepers staying on their line during penalty shootouts. So when I'm doing a penalty kick, so when you now ask a goalkeeper to stay on the line until the shooter takes his kick, and the shooter himself now feints the keeper just to gain an advantage, that is not fair. If you are going to ask the goalkeeper to stay on his line, then the kicker also has to take it immediately, has to take the shot once. And it's a very feasible, it's a very sensible thing, because goalkeepers are disadvantaged at this moment. Okay,
let's go for a short break now, and when we're back, we'll be moving on to action from other leagues in Europe. Okay, moving over to other leagues, we traveled to Spain, where we saw the biggest match of the weekend, Atletico Madrid taking on Barcelona at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. Luis Suarez missed a reunion with his former side due to a COVID-19 positive test, but Diego Simeone's men were able to claim 3 points due to a ridiculous error from Ter Stegen. That was a goal that could have been
schoolboy error.
A goal that could have been avoided, really. But let's look at what that result means for Barca. I mean, this is the first time Simeone has claimed a win over them. He said it in his post-match conference. Finally, it was our turn to win. But now you look at them after this match. They are 12 points off Real Sociedad in first place. They're at this stage, 12th position at this stage of the season. This is their worst start in the season in over 20 years. Do you think Ronald Koeman has actually improved them since they came?
Absolutely not. They find themselves in a very difficult situation in terms of Messi wanting to leave, so many players leaving, Koeman not being able to bring who he would naturally want to bring in to a new job. But he has tried as much as he can. He has done his best. We can't fault him.
Can you tell me one thing that he has improved Barca in since he came?
Nothing, absolutely. Just that Fati has been their shining light this season, and now Fati is injured. Messi has still not got himself yet, which is something they need to solve quickly. So Barcelona is in so much trouble. I don't see any good things happening to them this season, to be honest.
Yeah, but you also have to consider for Koeman the fact that he came at a very critical time where Messi made known his intention to leave the club, where Luis Suarez left and they didn't get an out-and-out replacement for him. So it was quite difficult for him. But truth be said, Barca, they are not looking good this time, and if they don't change soon, they might find themselves in mid-table come the end of the season. But we'll see. They always have their way of coming back towards the latter first half of the season. Let's travel to Italy, where AC Milan continued their unbeaten run once again, but their run has been down to the form of one man, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He's showing us once again that age is just a number. For forwards, you find out that when you get to your 30s, your 31, 32, 33, they start calling forwards old in football, but for Zlatan, he's aging like fine wine. He's getting better.
He's got better since he clocked his 30.
So look at him yesterday. 10 goals now, 10 Serie A goals. He joins 3 other players to have scored 10 league goals this season. But one worry for Milan was that he limped off that game with the thigh injury. How big do you think his loss could be for them?
Massive loss for them. He has been their shining light. He's been their leader. He's been everything for Milan in attacking wise. He has scored a brace in I think 3 consecutive matches now. He has scored a brace, and he's just been fantastic. He's their goal scorer, he's their main man, he's their talisman. He does everything good for them. So losing him, he's a bitter blow. But we know Zlatan is a lion. He doesn't live like we humans, like he says. So hopefully he'll be back soon.
The injury should be scared of Zlatan, right?
Yeah, exactly. And even after going off, they scored the third goal through Jens Peter Horga, which was still good for. It was a good sign for the team that they can still keep doing well. And Rebic is back as well. He assisted Zlatan's second goal. So Milan, the form Milan are in right now, it's not dependent on one player anymore.
They're unbeaten for now.
The fact that Zlatan is Zlatan.
They're unbeaten for now, but can they go the whole season unbeaten?
Not the whole season unbeaten, but I definitely think they can win the Serie A this season.
That's a very good claim. All right, so moving on to the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich, they surprised us. They failed to claim a win, 1-1 draw. I mean, that was unexpected. But the biggest talking point from the Bundesliga was Haaland. This guy, I think we should just be calling him a goal machine.
Yeah, he's an alien.
Yeah, because Hertha Berlin, they had no choice but to praise this guy. After the game, they could not just fault him. He just scored 4 goals after taking the Golden Boy award.
Even his coach didn't know how many goals he had scored. He thought he had scored 3, and Haaland had to remind him that he had scored 4, and he didn't score 5 because he took him off 5 minutes for the end of the match. This guy is fantastic. I think he can be, if he continues this kind of form, he can be a new Ibrahimovic.
He can be better. He can be better.
Yeah, he can be better because I haven't started this well. But he has that aura around him of being a goal machine. He does it effortlessly. He
already has as many hat-tricks as Thomas Müller has. Now Thomas Müller has been playing in the Bundesliga for over a decade. This guy has not played up to
2 matches.
This guy has not played up to 50 games. That's one incredible start. But now this Haaland talk reminds me of the Golden Boy Award. Now Haaland was the deserved winner. No one can dispute that fact. But we look at one big omission. Mason Greenwood. Manchester United fans have been crying that why would he not make the first 10? Do you think it was a ridiculous decision when you have Ansu Fati, Camavinga, Phil Foden and Bukayo Saka all in the top 10?
Yeah, it's bad for someone like Greenwood to have not made the top 10, and even more scandalous, I think, for someone like Ansu Fati to have come second behind Haaland when he was above Alphonso Davies, who won a treble. We all saw how spectacular Alphonso Davies was last season. And Alphonso Davies ended up third, followed by Sancho and Camavinga. For me, that's wrong, having someone like Ansu Fati second. I'm not, no disrespect to Ansu Fati, he's a fantastic footballer, but it's not just at the level of coming second in a Golden Boy award ahead of guys like that. That was bad. And someone like Foden someone like Greenwood not even making top 10.
If you had to put Greenwood in top 10, where will you put him?
Wow, that's a difficult question. Not top 5, but definitely somewhere between 5 to 10 for me.
If I was to put him, I would put him number 7. I think all those names, the Haalands, the Sanchos, they are still ahead of him. Yeah, but it should be there. As much as I don't like Manchester United, you just have to admit that Greenwood should be there. Yeah. So let's take another short break, and when we're back, we'll be giving you the preview of the Champions League games to come in midweek. Away from the domestic action, we're moving over to the Champions League and the Europa League games to come in midweek. The 4th game week is here, and we'll just be running through the best action and what to expect from the following games coming on. So on Tuesday, Chelsea take on Rennes. We have Sevilla taking on Krasnodar, Dortmund taking on Club Brugge, Barca on Dynamo Kiev, Juventus on Ferencvaros. And so let's just say we are going to make some picks on who we think will win and all of that. This part is brought to you by TopBet, a betting review company that gives you the latest tips and pointers on how to make your picks. You can visit them on the website on your screen, topbet.com.ng, and you also have the option of clicking on their free articles every day written by me for more free tips. So let's just make a quick pick on possible wins from midweek. I see Sevilla getting the win over Krasnodar. I see Chelsea picking another win over Rennes. I also see Juventus taking a win over Ferencvaros. The Barca Dynamo Kiev game, I don't know what to say about that.
Looks like a potential banana skin for Barca.
Exactly, and if I was to go with that, I would just go with an handicap. I would just give Dynamo Kiev 2 goals up, and they will win the game. The contentious game there, the game of Tuesday could be PSG Leipzig.
Yeah.
That game could mean a lot because if PSG fail to win, we are looking at PSG potentially in the Europa League.
Neymar on Thursday night.
Neymar on Thursday night football. Do you know how that sounds? It doesn't sound right. So, but there's a possibility that it could happen. So I don't know what will happen in that game, but I think over 2.5 goals.
Yeah, of
over
course.
2.5 goals.
There'll be goals in that game.
Over 2.5 goals should be a fair one. Then we have Manchester United taking on Istanbul Basaksehir. Last time out, Dembaba stunned Ole Solskjaer and company, but this time I think United might bounce back and probably just claim a narrow win, maybe 2-0, 2-1.
Might be one.
Bruno Fernandes.
Istanbul would want to.
Bruno Fernandes, as usual, to score a penalty and all of that. Moving on to Wednesday's games, it's still more of the same, but we have the big one in Inter Milan taking on Real Madrid. We also have Bayern Munich taking on Salzburg. I expect Bayern Munich to win that game. They will be pissed after playing out a 1-1 draw at the weekend. But Inter Madrid, what do you say about that game?
The first leg was won by Madrid 3-2. It was a spectacular game. It was a very good game. And Inter would be, they would feel like they have much more to. They have settled to score. They have to qualify as well. They have to get their pride back because they lost. They lost by very few details in the first game, and they would want to correct those errors, knowing Antonio Conte and knowing how intense he gets his team.
Yes. Speaking about settles to score, Atalanta will also have one to do against Liverpool. They suffered a 5-0 defeat at the hand of Liverpool, and we expect that this time they will be coming out guns blazing to make a statement. But though it's Anfield, Liverpool are on a 64-game unbeaten run. Who can stop them at Anfield? It's going to be a difficult one, but I think that game should just produce goals, just like the first leg, over 2.5 goals once again. But not to worry, guys. You can check the website for more detailed analysis and more articles on this game. Just on that day, we'll be giving you a full researched article with tips so you can know where to make your picks. Don't forget once again to visit the website on your screen, topbet.com.ng, in conjunction with Naija Football Talk. Okay, we've said a lot about action on the pitch, but of course there's an action going off the pitch as well. Let's go to the backroom stage where something controversial has happened, over the past few days. We've got the CAF president, Mr. Ahmad, involved in a very scandalous situation where he has been banned by FIFA for 5 years from football activities. Alongside his ban, he was fined 200,000 Swiss francs for money laundering activities where, according to the report released, said he ran a fake pilgrimage trip to Mecca, and he was also involved in shady deals with an automobile company. So how do you think this could affect someone like Pinnick, our very own Nigerian president, who was a very big fan of this guy, even campaigned for him? He brought him to Nigeria. What do you have to say about this whole fiasco?
It's a ugly scenario. It's honestly embarrassing that we have issues like this. We still have issues like this in Africa in 2020, and we have our NFF president as one of his deputies. It's just crazy that we still have cases like that. And this was a man who came in supposedly to come and combat those corrupt.
It was even about going for second term. But wait, you said embarrassment to Africa. Let's come down to our own Nigeria itself. What about Gernot Rohr? Let's leave Pinnick and what is facing at the continental level. Let's come to Nigeria. What should be done to this guy? How have they managed this guy? Like, we've not seen this guy do anything in the past year. Let's face the fact. And now we are seeing that FG are considering to axe this guy. And you know the amount making the rounds, yeah?
$1.2 million.
No, I didn't, sorry. No, I just have to hear you say it again.
$1.2 million.
Okay, so in Naira, that would be...
please, let's not even go there.
No, I have to see something. In Naira, that would be about 500 million Naira.
Wow.
And going by our minimum wage, that would pay 18,000 Nigerians.
Wow.
I mean, this guy should be sacked. That's my own take.
Yeah.
He has not done anything for us. I just feel all he brings here is vibes, and because he's a foreign guy, he has that prestige. So, but now, okay, I'm talking about the fact that they should get him sacked, yes, but the real question is, if they sack Roy today, who is the credible candidate to come in? What are your takes on that?
Wow, it's a dicey situation. It's a situation of what direction do we want to go? Do we want to go with an indigenous
we have Yobo.
coach?
We have Yobo
who is not even qualified, who's not even fully qualified.
Okay.
Are we going with an indigenous manager or a foreign one? The Nigerian football scenario is such a delicate place that when there's an indigenous manager there, they bring so much sentiments into team selections, into so many things, unpaid wages. It's always an embarrassing fiasco, and we find ourselves at the crossroads where we're about to make that decision again. Are we going with a foreign manager or a local-based one? The last one we did, a foreign-based manager, he has turned our football. We have this exciting group of youngsters, yes, we know that, but he has turned our football to, I don't know, he has turned the national team to a team where they just do things they just go through emotions. He
also keeps playing another fellow Yahoo boy, Ahmed Musa. This guy is without a club.
And he started two
of our games, and he's still our captain. He keeps on playing Apoguma, who brings nothing to the team, and I don't know.
He makes very, very scandalous team selections, and you just wonder. These are situations where you expect a manager to take charge, to be proactive. Look at the 2018 World Cup against Argentina, where we needed a goal to qualify, and when the final stage of the match, he was just waiting for something to happen, not actually trying to take the initiative.
So, okay.
Same thing happened at AFCON.
Yeah.
Same thing happened against Sierra Leone in our 2 games.
The biggest name now being linked to this job is Yobo. Would you take Yobo?
No, I wouldn't.
Why would you not take Yobo?
As the face of the technical crew, because he's not qualified. He doesn't have any prior experience. He has only been assistant for 4 games, which is not enough. Yes, he has the experience of being in the national team for so many years. He's our highest appearance maker for an outfield player, but he doesn't have the tactical nuance. I must say, he doesn't have the experience to lead a team.
So moving on to scandalous decisions, there's another news making the round that Kenoro is deciding or contemplating on bringing back Odion Ighalo. Calling back Odion Ighalo to the Super Eagles squad. Do you think that makes any sense
at all? It doesn't make any sense. This is someone who can't even make Man United's bench anymore. It took a long time to get him off the team because it was beginning to affect the development of Victor Osimhen, and now we're talking about bringing him back to do what exactly?
Besides, I think we even have more than enough strikers, even fighting.
Exactly, there are strikers who have not
even
seen.
Even Iheanacho right now has to make do
playing
for
time.
a bench.
Cyril Dessers wasn't called up to the last squad,
so
and he's someone who
we still have Onyekuru as well. So
Antonio Wakeme is there in Turkish league, and he's doing well. He's not getting a call up at all.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't see, if they don't make decisions well, I don't see Nigerian football getting any better. Yes, we have the names, we have the so-called names, but
talents.
We need better organization at the top, or else we won't see the desired result. And on Pinnick, I personally like Pinnick. I see him as a cool guy. That's why I see. But let's just hope he doesn't get roped into this issue with Ahmad. I don't know why I like that name, Ahmad. Okay guys, it's been another good episode. We enjoyed ourselves here, and we hope you did too. We're looking forward to seeing your comments in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, retweet, and follow us on Facebook. But most importantly, and I beg, subscribe to our channel. Just tap that subscribe button below, and you'll be sure to see more good content every week. Football has been pretty unpredictable this season, and we expect more unpredictable action, but of course, Naija Football Talk will be here to give you all the latest talking points from Europe. Once again, don't forget to visit topbet.com.ng for more detailed analysis and football picks from all the action all over Europe. It's bye for now. Call it a year. Peace out.